Hey friends, welcome back to 3D Cartoon Review. Today we return to the burning walls of Tales of Herding Gods episode 61, a wooden idol that grows flesh, a devil with 3 flaming eyes, and a city ground into bones to build a ladder for hell. The first mistake was recognizable only in hindsight. They greeted the wrong monks. Outside Tianba City, more than a dozen Red Mountain Sect Taoists arrived in a hurry, shouldering a heavy demon idol between them. Commander Lin Ding went down the steps with a grin too wide for the hour. Perfect timing. Your fellow sect members in the city have been chanting for a while, summoning a demon as we speak. The lead Red Mountain Taoist went pale. His voice shook. Their other team, the one assigned to this city, had been wiped out. The sect's idol and talisman treasures had been lost. Lin Ding's smile died. If your people aren't the ones summoning inside the city lord's residence, then who are they? He turned, cold as iron. Young sect master, send the order. Wipe out the heretical Taoists inside the city lord's mansion, now. But the order was already too late. Inside the residence, Qin Mu's spirit had fallen into a lightless void through the wooden effigy they had raised. The world thinned into a membrane of black, and when it tore, 3 blazing eyes stared through the Dutian Devil King, watching him like a man regards a dust mote. Pitiful thing, said the voice in the dark deep, flaming and amused. You have awakened me. You are calling me to your world, to slaughter, to war. Qin Mu bowed his head into the darkness and answered slowly, every word picked. Great Dutian Devil King, I beg you to descend. I offer you a sacrifice of 10 to 1,000 powerful lives. Tianba City is full of cultivators. There are gods and great arts to feed your coming. The Devil King laughed like a furnace door thrown open. As you desire. Sight returned like a blow. The Devil King's will swept across all of Tiamba, weighing deaths like a butcher's thumb. Qin Mu tried to shield one lifelong Qilin, his mount and companion, from the tally. The reply was contempt that stung like frostbite. Noisy insect, you have no right to command the Dutian Devil King. I will borrow your consciousness to descend into this city, that is all. Power buckled the air. The wooden effigy split from within, muscle writhed under splintering bark. A giant demon rose 10, 20 jong high, its flesh knitting, horns pushing through, its 3 eyes burning with god thunder. The Devil King's tyrannical thought ground down on Qin Mu's mind, a pressure heavy enough to crack a soul. He clenched the overlord body 3 elixir art, forcing his essence into a tight, bright spiral to keep from being torn. The doors burst. The real Red Mountain Sect Taoists from outside finally charged in, talisman light fanning around them like unfurling banners. They slapped down golden seals that linked into a single net and shouted their secret art. Exorcise the demon. Golden light bathed the demon's vast chest, and the Devil King smiled. One beam lanced from his eye, then another, then another. The golden screen shredded, and the dozen Taoists were ashes mid-screen. Their intervention didn't save themselves, but it saved Qin Mu. The killing light's release broke the mental vice long enough for him to gasp a full breath. This devil is uncontrollable, Qin Mu rasped. We pull out now. Long Da, show your true body. We break blood through the city. Long Qilin answered with a roar that shook the rafters. His body unfurled outward, scales flashing, a form over 40 zhang long surging into the courtyard. He swept Qin Mu and his companions onto his back and launched skyward, claws raking tiled roofs to shards as he climbed. Run? Said the Devil King, his laughter booming up the streets. Where do ants run from fire? Here I will raise an altar, build a road, and call my true body across. You will be skulls on my steps. His hand vast, abyssal, raked the air toward them. A dragon's cry cleaved the night. The Dragon King of the Royal Dragon Sect, Yulong Sect, dove from the cloud line astride a flood dragon, lance bright as noon. Clash. For 3 breaths, hope rang like hammered bronze. On the 4th, the Devil King's palm closed. The flood dragon tore with a sound like wet silk. The Dragon King flew backward as if kicked by a mountain. The Devil King's long howl shivered the city. Soldiers on the walls coughed blood and fell to their knees. A bolt of lightning from his eye lashed across the square and struck Long Qilin's hindquarters. Scales smoked. The great beast stumbled. Qin Mu's group tumbled from the saddle into a whirlwind of dust and shrieking civilians. Ling'er, always quicker than panic, snapped her fan and cast a storm that curled the streets into blindness. In that borrowed fog, Qin Mu dragged his people into alleys, through ruptured kitchens, across mezzanines that had been bedrooms an hour ago. Meanwhile, the Devil King's work had begun. He harvested the dead. Every street became a butcher's yard. Bodies were broken, sorted, stacked. Bones clicked into their cousins' sockets like carpenter's joints. A white pyramid climbed out of Tiamba's squares and courts, its corners staked with bloody streamers, its top a platform slick with new flesh. The Devil King built an altar from Tiamba's people and soldiers, every face a piece of the stair. The city broke. Formations shattered. Generals were separated from banners. Masters tried to carve a path and were unmade by lightning. Those who lived ran, trampling those who didn't. Prayers bent themselves into gags in the mouth. One shockwave flung Qin Mu like a twig into the pine-sliced foothills above the city. He hit stone, then another stone, then earth good enough to hold still. Fire moved around under his ribs. Internal injuries sang their red song. He pressed his hand there and made breath do its small, precise work. The brush shivered. A great python slid between broken trunks, wounded heavily. A rider straightened on its back, thin, elegant, and furious. Long Qiaonan. Her eyes locked on him and flooded with hate. You ruined Tianba. You ruined my Yulong Sect. Was it the Yangkang National Preceptor who sent you? She drew breath like a blade. Qin Mu's answer was silence and shadow. He sank back into the pines, lowered his pulse, hid. Long Qiaonan's mouth curved into something like a smile and then split in two directions. She shed. Skin peeled from skin. A new body stepped from the old hole, unmarked, feminine as a dancer at the edge of cruelty. The sound of her laughter was a hand placed deliberately at the back of one's neck. I know you haven't gone far, she sang, voice sugared malice. Are you enjoying my body? You're staring at my neck. Is it beautiful? Qin Mu's gaze snapped away, but it was enough. Her head turned like a compass, and the python coiled. He had no desire to duel a snake witch with the city howling below. He stepped and was elsewhere, a ragged teleport that cost him the thin margin he had banked for later. Long Qiaonan hissed, heel to scale, and the python surged after him. They burst above the tree line together and saw the sky open. A black vortex gnawed the firmament right over Tianba City, a hole whose edges did not agree where the world should stop. At its foot rose the Devil King's white bone altar, complete now, slick as a new tooth. The Dutian Devil King stood upon it, 3 eyes burning, arms wide as gates. Leave, he laughed, broadcasting the order like a plague. My people of Dutian, depart for a new world. The vortex poured. They came like rain, then like a river that forgot to be watered. Tens of thousands of heavenly devils, black as old smoke, streaming down in ropes and sheets. Wherever one landed, it tore. Whatever breathed within reach, it stopped. The Dragon King, the one who had dared to oppose, lay pinned beneath the Devil King's heel, still struggling, hope thin as thread. Qin Mu and Long Qiaonan stopped fighting because meaning demanded it. Devils folded around them from 3 sides, clawing the air, teeth like wet gravel. They stood back to back without discussion. Qiaonan's sleeve fluttered. A fan of knives sang. Qin Mu's sword drew a line, and devils died trying to understand it. Ancestor said, Qin Mu murmured between breaths. If you create calamity, you clean it up yourself. This time, the thing I made is too big for me. Words didn't change the sky. Qiaonan didn't answer. She cut, he cut. The air tasted of iron and cold marrow. Below them, the city fed the altar. Above them, eternal night leaked. And that is where the city's story breaks into 2. Those who ran and those who couldn't, and on a ridge between them, 2 enemies keeping each other alive, while the Dutian road widened to welcome more footsteps. Episode 61 closes with Tianba, strangled by a white bone altar, the Dutian Devil King, calling a black rain of heavenly devils through a torn sky, and Qin Mu realizing the disaster he helped trigger may be beyond his hands to mend. Next time, can the road from Dutian be severed before the city is emptied of life? Will Long Qiaonan keep her blade pointed outward long enough to matter? And when the smoke thins, who in power will dare claim responsibility? If this faithful cinematic retelling pulled you into the fire, please like, subscribe to 3D Cartoon Review, and ring the bell so the next chapter finds you on time. Tell me below, which image burned brightest, the 3 flaming eyes, the bone-white steps, or the black river of devils? Your comments help shape the next journey.